And we are live. And welcome everyone to another Comic Movie March stream. Woo!
Oh, nice. Where are we? What are you listening to? Dream sequence.
Well, we have discovered the live button and we have hit it and we are live. I don't know. That was a terrible transition.
No, I'm digging it. Oh man, terrible puns. That's my favorite. Paul, thank you. I thought this was beautiful. Discovery marks. That's fantastic. Oh man.
Yeah. Cry me a river. Anyway, cry me. Man, I like how we went up the
named off the gray. Nice. Well done. Bam, right here too, my friend. Right here too. Thanks for joining. Man, it's been a while since Garza has been on. It's like he's busy or something.
Well, I think we're all been busy.
Yeah. Holy hell. Last week we had to I guess we'll start with thanks everyone for joining us. Last week we did not have a live stream. Hell of a week. And then we did have the Riding with the Marks. We were also on Cape Cast show. I'm not a plugger. And I'm out. Oh man.
So a lot of interesting things have been happening in the world of Warner Media and AT&T. Wow, what an interesting display of fuck you at the same time as, well, you know what? We're just going to bring in people that may know what they're doing. You know,
how long ago were we talking about, Ann Sarnoff and Jason Kilar, and they're probably not going to be in charge for much longer. DC movies, like, we were just throwing it out there pretty much as a half joke. And then here we are. Now everything's back up in the air again. So we'll talk about what this all means. I guess what we think it means for DC movies moving forward, but holy shit.
I guess
demonetized.
Yeah, I already said something earlier. But I like this from all things Zack Snyder's Twitter here. This made me laugh. You know.
Yep.
Just every 6 months. It always feels like it's every day's a new day. Every time's a new time. Yeah, it just feels like that's a bad one. There we go. Man. It always feels like something's going on in the world. And it kind of explains why Toby was looking for a job. Like, yeah, it's amazing how all these things come back full circle. Why certain things are happening the way they're happening. And now we have, it looks like Kilar, or I'm not quite sure, but how do you say his last name anymore? I said Kilar. I've heard other people saying it other ways and stuff.
Yeah, I always thought it was Kilar, but whatever.
Anyway, Killer. Yeah, well, unemployed now. Anyway, it looks like a lot of reports are talking about he's still somewhat involved, but it looks like he's going to be working on a transition process to exit stage left. And it sounds like as this deal goes down, because obviously it's not instant when something like this happens, it's going to take a while. There's a lot of antitrust stuff going on about, corporations getting too damn big. Because then you also see these other articles about the competitors, like, wow, we're not big enough now. We need to find a way to get bigger too, because the streaming wars have just hit the fucking floor, baby. Because it's gonna go full pace now. Because AT&T is tired of the bullshit with Warner Media, and they're just ready to put a stranglehold on this market.
It's crazy how quickly they're pressing the eject button. And I feel like I speak for a lot of people when I was excited when a big company like AT&T was taken over. They formed Warner Media, and it just seemed like maybe we were off into the right direction. We got HBO Max, but now HBO Max might not even really exist in its current form. It's gonna blend. That's exactly what every company's doing, and I feel like we all kind of knew there couldn't be all of these different streaming services, Paramount Plus and Peacock and WWE Network and Apple TV and Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and, yada, 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 Discovery Plus. And so I actually heard this. I thought it was kind of a funny thing about, well, everyone made fun of the fact that it was Disney Plus, HBO Max. And well, now we know that Plus meant something because no one knew what all of this was going to end up being at some point. So it seems like there's some consolidation. I know even too with everything that's going on with Discovery and Warner Media and AT&T kind of spinning off its portion. There's different rumors about maybe Peacock is going to be involved in this somehow. So that's going to even be consolidated. So it's probably going to get down to 4 or 5 top streaming companies, but really a solid consolidation with all of this. And a lot of IPs that just up in the air.
I just love some of the thumbnails I did see. It showed like Wonder Woman and Guy Fieri. I'm like, what? The diners, drive-ins, and dives guy and
Right.
Wonder Woman. It's like they're two worlds coming together. Wonder Woman, diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yeah. The Mascara has a terrible fast food restaurant. Anyway,
based on 84, I could see Wonder Woman 3 being just that.
She's a food critic.
Exactly.
Screw that other crap. Let's be a food critic. I can see it. But what does this mean? Is this the old? Is it, as it is, never say never? Will this mean that there's still a chance because some of the old is going out and some new are going in? I mean, again, that's why you say that's why there's that saying, never say never, because of the possibilities, the things that can happen now that there's a lot of the old guard is going away. Maybe some of the ones that are more hostile to certain IPs and certain creators are now going to be doing an exit. They're going to get their papers and they're going to go cry somewhere else, probably at Disney. And
who knows?
Well, hopefully they go ruin that one. Just never go to Netflix. I can't believe they were going to. I'm glad they didn't even freaking entertain that shit. Keep him away.
Right.
And so it's kind of interesting to see. And of course, the what's his name here? He's got even a harder name to say. Not really harder.
The
David,
Discovery?
Yeah,
Zaslav?
Zaslav. David Zaslav. Of course, he is now our current CEO. Well, I guess he's not the current. Well, yeah, he's the current CEO of Warner Media. So he's kind of like Killar is like vice CEO. I don't know. That's why he's having his exit to stage, get the hell out of there. But now everybody's looking at this guy as, all right, this is the guy that's going to be determining a lot of things that are going to be happening when it comes to Warner Media. Not obviously just DC, but everything. All the things. And as every CEO does, as everybody comes in and says, he's saying a lot of the right things that a lot of people would like to hear.
Yeah.
So we will, again, it's talking about the number one priority will be building relationships with the creative community. So that's one of the big little excerpts that you could take. Okay, so he seems to be putting the talent and the creative first. That's the idea. Is that actually going to happen? I don't know. He's a CEO of a large corporation. Is it really going to happen?
Wasn't Zaslav, or maybe it was someone else that was talking about in an interview, kind of mentioning what they're excited for, the different IPs, and mentioned immediately
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That was his first thing. But then he also did come in with Sex and the City right afterwards, which I was like, wait, what? Our biggest properties: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Sex and the City.
Of course.
Yes, because
that's
been relevant.
To me, it seems like that Discovery is making out with this like insane, because you look at some of their properties. I don't even recall Discovery having a streaming service, and they don't really have anything that you kind of look at the that poster that's floated around now of okay, this is what Warner Media has, and then this is what Discovery has, and now they're all coming together. CNN, I guess, would be the one, right, that came from Discovery. Or am I wrong on that? Was that Warner Media?
That would be Turner.
Yes.
Turner
okay.
Media,
So
Warner
there
Media.
we go. There's even another one. So it's very odd. Obviously AT&T pressing the eject button, And right now they still have majority stake. I think it's 71% or something like that. And there's a rumor and chance that most likely they will sell off that portion to someone else. And I think that's where NBC comes in and Peacock. And I think the biggest thing right now is now we are back into a waiting game of like what the future of our, our most favorite properties is really going to be. And I think later in the show, we're going to talk about, a lot of the new stuff that got announced. So I think it was Grace Randolph that was talking about how either there's going to be a giant waiting period where nothing happens because execs they're in a holding pattern, or they're just going to start streamlining everything as quickly as possible, getting it released, signing off on different things because they see the end of the line and they're like, okay, well, I might as well make all this money, get this done while I can, because come estimated 2022, that may not stand anymore. So that kind of throws out even more about the future of the DC universe, what's going to happen with that, because, yet again, you had creative mind, or, well, whatever. You had people with creative control, I should say, that were trying to send the DC universe in one direction. And now, who knows? It might be up in the air yet again. So it'll be interesting to see where everything falls at the end of all of this.
Yeah, the creative decisions that are made now, the transition, are those still going to be implied? I mean, the Flash movie's a go. So whatever happens in the Flash movie, that's probably still going to happen.
Black Adam.
But is these things that they want to do, is the Black Superman still going to happen? Is all these other little projects that they're trying to do still going to happen? Does J.J. Abrams still have all this power over DC? Right. Is he still going to have the biggest foothold in the DC universe? Who knows if that's still going to happen at this point? Probably. I mean, they're probably going to keep some things going forward. But, if they're serious, if they're truly serious about having the greatest potential and being actually with your creative, this is probably a good time to start getting things in motion now. But as we've seen over and over again, this thing between mainly Snyder and WB, whoever is there, it's so beyond just like tit for tat. It is personal, and they continue to do their thing, and Snyder keeps his jabs going as well. So we'll see if it ever becomes if it becomes an ending story on this or not. Who knows? Because right now you're looking at the greatest potential for HBO Max, and especially DC, is to truly go into the multiverse. And we've been saying it forever. Embrace it truly for what it is. Do everything you want there on one end, and keep all those other fans on the other side, and just try to bring everybody together at once. Like, that is the best way of doing this, is truly embracing the multiverse. And when you have a streaming service like HBO Max Plus, I think that's what they're going to call it. Anyway, at this point, you might
Max Plus. Dang, I wish I was that size.
Yeah. Magnum Plus. Anyway,
exactly.
Ribbed.
Magnum Max Plus.
Ribbed for your pleasure. That's what it should say every time.
What kind are you packing? Holy cow. Max Plus.
What is that? Anyway, Danny DeVito, Sunny in Philadelphia, whatever it is. Oh no, I dropped my Magnum size condom. Anyway, but so I guess, is this the opportunity that a lot of people have been hoping for? I mean, I want to see it.
I think so.
And I think it's time to embrace it and just do what you need to do. Warner Media, Discovery Plus, everybody there. This is the moment. You got one shot, one opportunity. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Miss your chance to blow. don't miss it. Do not miss that chance, or you could end up going head on with someone. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how I felt after reading this news, because it was almost like a little rejuvenation of like, well, so you're saying there's a chance. That's what it seemed like. All of a sudden, here we go. Yet again, we kind of waited for an opportunity for, some shit to hit the fan, and for CEOs and people who were in control kind of stepping aside yet again. And now we have that, and it's just going to be forced because of different things. And part of me does worry when a lot of this stuff happens, because I feel like when you have so much specific properties and everything, that some of it could get lost in the shuffle. But I think in this case, and this is what we're talking about earlier with Zaslav, is that that he seems to be very focused on being successful within their streaming service, whereas with AT&T the problem is they still were focused on being having 5G and being this what do they call it, not Comcast, but like a big phone telecommunications. That's what I'm looking for. Big telecommunications company. That's why they pretty much are like, yeah, we're out of here with DirecTV. So they're pretty much wiping their hands, and get some babies and heading out. And so it's going to be interesting where things kind of fall after this.
And today being the anniversary of the Snyder Cut announcement, I mean, evolved. Yeah, exactly, Shane. I agree with you there. Flip the spring for it.
Boom.
That's how I. That with this and then today, and it's kind of like, man, it was so unexpected. Who knew it was going to happen? And then now you see this, and it's like that chance that to really see it happen the way it should have happened. Embrace the multiverse. That's all I can keep thinking, is just that hopefully somehow we're able to get this. I mean, Snyder said multiple times he knows where the story is going to go. I mean, even in that interview with Chris Terrio, they are in it they could do it. They will write, Justice League 2 and 3. And Snyder knows where the story's going. So a lot of that is there, but it's just how I think it just becomes legal, and how do you actually construct this? Because it would have to be a series. It would have to be a Game of Thrones. It would have to be like a Winter Soldier, Falcon type situation, WandaVision type situation, to keep it minimal so that it doesn't break the bank, but also be able to tell that epic story at the same time. That's what we're looking at here. And hopefully it can. This is the chance. This is the moment. But yeah, but in DC news, we've gotten a bunch of other good DC news today. Anyway, I thought, or I mean, maybe not today, but yesterday.
This week
it all blends together within the week.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Does it ever? Shit is just like, yeah. What day is it? What year is it? Shit.
That is true. They're upping the amount on how much money they're dedicating also to HBO Max. And it's not, before they weren't even close to even like Netflix's original content. Now, right, with Discovery coming in and they've already pledged that they're going to put in way more money into the original series type things. And if you look at it, I mean, I don't know how much competition it's really got, because all I can think of is like the Raised by Wolves, but it's like probably out of the HBO Max originals, the HBO Max exclusive content, Zack Snyder's Justice League by far is the best one they've had. So I guess that's the reason why it was so predominant in a lot of the marketing too when they were doing this thing. Like if you looked at all the little image things that they had, like, oh, how is this going to fit here? It's like, Zack Snyder's Justice League was there. It wasn't Godzilla versus Kong. It wasn't like Wonder Woman 84 or Mortal Kombat or anything like that. It was predominantly Zack Snyder's Justice League. And, and as some numbers start to kind of come out and everything, like we recently were able to get some numbers from like the UK for Zack Snyder's Justice League. In the UK, in the first weekend, it blew everything out of the water. It blew Godzilla versus Kong, Mortal Kombat, Wonder Woman 84. It blew all those out of the water. It almost quadrupled the numbers in the UK. And this is what we've been talking about, is that, Americans being so freaking, I just can't believe how, egocentric we are sometimes, but like there's other people in the world that want to see this thing, and those numbers were going to be the most important ones, and it shows.
Well, now the fact that we have eventually, we don't currently have that. This will be in the future once everything passes, which I'd be shocked if it doesn't. I know the comparison is between Disney and Fox, like that whole deal. I think that, to me, those were much bigger entities kind of having, coming together versus this. Warner Brothers is still pretty big, and so is Discovery in its own right, but not in the same way. So I would be shocked if this does not get pushed through. But we have focus on a creative department on HBO Max, and I think that bodes well for any type of thing. Like you got to think of, before there was a dick measuring contest, it seemed, from releasing Warner Brothers movies and releasing Warner Media HBO Max content, was just kind of like coming to a head on what do we focus on first. Now I think they can really start rolling things out, kind of like what Netflix does. Netflix will focus on things at their own time, pretty much any large studio. And I think I have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
So these are some of the numbers I was talking about. I mean, it damn near quadrupled Wonder Woman, at least 3.5, fucking both of them. I mean, those are huge video on demand numbers for a movie that apparently wasn't going to be successful. And that's what those type of numbers are important. And a lot of people overlook those things because, hey, it doesn't fit their narrative. Oh, what does Discovery bring to it? Guy Fieri, diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Obviously.
We were talking about it already. I mean, that's the best part. We already talked about what Wonder Woman 3 is going to be about. She's going to be a food critic. So you missed all that, Juiciest Lemon.
But welcome anyways.
What's up? And so it's just a matter of time and just a matter of energy and whether or not these things are going to be able to happen the way they are. I mean, I think recently Snyder kind of, in his newer version, because this necessarily wasn't in those storyboards, but Zack Snyder talked about the Furies would be going to Themyscira, fighting the Amazons, and Darkseid and the New Gods would invade Earth, and the Justice League and the Green Lanterns would have to come together to prevent a formidable war. So that's kind of, the Green Lantern part is in those storyboards, but it's a little bit different. But the Furies attacking the Amazons on Themyscira, I mean, again, we're not DC fans because we want to see this. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? But no, we've been told several times in our comments before that, we're not DC fans. We're just Snyder fanboys, But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to see that. Who would want to see the Furies versus the Amazons on Themyscira? That's just stupid. Fucking idiots.
Give me Blue Beetle all day long.
No. Yeah. All night long. Anyway.
All night.
All right. Well, that's us shitting on those people. Anyway. So let's talk about let's transition over to something else a little more Snydery. Let's talk about some Army of the Dead shit.
Speaking of Snyder fanboys, bam, here we go.
Here we go.
Comic movie Snyder fans.
Yeah.
Snyder movie marks?
Yeah, there you go. Something. There you go.
Bam, we're getting there. We're getting there.
SMMM. Yeah.
So, some craziness. If you have not watched, well, first, watch our Writing with the Marks, and then you can watch the movie.
Good point, Shane.
If you haven't seen this, thank you. I'll be here all night. If you have not seen Army of the Dead, check it out. We both highly recommend it in theaters. But so there's been a lot of stuff that's come out in terms of the internet, on the glorious internet that is people who just like to talk shit, keyboard warriors, all that good stuff, about the box office of Army of the Dead being very lackluster. It's in the thousands, so it didn't even crack 1 million. And we just wanted to talk about it's I believe just shy of 800 million. But we just wanted to talk about the focus of this is a Netflix movie, and in terms of a Netflix movie and in very limited theaters, it did pretty well. It was something. It's an original idea, and was marketed surprisingly well, I thought. Whoa!
That's on the OnlyFans. Anyway,
yeah, exactly. Oh man,
you have to watch the blooper edition on that one.
Yeah, it happens real quick. Too far. But
exactly what I said. Anyway.
Oh my gosh! Wow, Paul, thanks a lot. But the marketing for this I was actually pretty impressed by. It wasn't crazy, didn't have it on the post office like with Amazing Spider-Man 2, that their webpage and all this stuff, but they actually partnered and it was like grassroots type movements. There were, I think, a handful of commercials definitely pushed out by the cast. But something kind of surprising, they partnered with WWE and with the UFC. And we're really, WWE did something, I didn't watch it, but they did something terrible where they had a crap load of
it was a zombie jack match.
Yeah. It's a zombie jack match. Yes. Like a lumberjack match, people on the outside. In this case, it was zombies. And so it got crapped on, but it was like, go check out Army of the Dead. It was fantastic. Fantastic stuff.
Let's see here. I'm trying to pull this up here. So, yeah, hey, we're Marks, so we're going to talk about some goddamn wrestling. Exactly. Boom. There we go. So that's what we're looking at. Zombies in the WWE. Nice. And apparently Miz actually got hurt during this, I found out. So it was Miz. Yeah, he didn't get eaten, but he did actually get hurt. So,
wow.
But apparently, there's some NXT's guys that are looking to make it big someday, just dressed up like idiots. Yeah, so this was kind of interesting. I saw a little bit of it. I saw when it started. Like that was a clip going around quite a bit. Was
yeah,
like them coming out from the behind the freaking the commentator's desk and everything and all that crap, and Miz just like, what? Like, oh my god!
And yeah, people were like, zombies, seriously, zombies. I think Chris Jericho was tweeted something along the lines of zombies. Seriously, that just set wrestling back 30 years. And then someone else had cropped it together with the Mummy from like WCW. Remember, like what it wasn't the Mummy. He had a
Yeti. It's the
Yeti. And he just walks out there and is like, well, yeah, that's it. That was about 30 years ago. So here we are, and give or take, not quite 30 years, but oh man, fun stuff. And then go ahead. You're gonna say something.
And then in the UFC, which was another one, which was funny because I was watching the UFC and they kept bringing it up. And I mean, shit, besides our podcast, I haven't heard Zack Snyder's name said so many times during a certain span. It was crazy. They were promoting it like every damn second they could. So it was just kind of interesting how, watching this and like all of a sudden Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead on Netflix or in theaters, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so that was it was all over the place.
I think they definitely identified their clientele because anything that I am kind of paying attention to, whether it's through social media or whatever the case may be, I was picking up different things. But that doesn't mean everybody. I thought the marketing was solid. They knew exactly who they wanted to go after. I think UFC.
Yeah, well, somebody already did. They as soon as we posted this thing as just pending, someone already disliked it. So we got some sad fucker that follows us, that subscribed to us and can see that just to hit the thumbs down right away.
Yeah. Aha, got you, fuckers.
Quite an existence.
But the fact that they targeted UFC, WWE fans, that's the 18 to 30 range or whatever that they're shooting for, 18 to 34. And so I think that fits. One thing, and this is something, I don't know. I was very, very disappointed. You know how parents tell you that they're not angry, just disappointed. That was me. So we get Vegas Golden Knights saying @Zack Snyder knows what's up, and here we are.
You don't have the audio.
No audio.
You botched it.
Of course. Hold on.
You're going to probably want to blow this up a little bit too, because it's tiny. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what she said.
The ultimate warrior. Dun, 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 dun.
I hate the fact that you have to click share audio every time. Hold on, bear with me. Matt's good at this. Me, not so much. Bam, here we go.
There we go.
How's that?
There we go.
All right. Let's rewind. See Zack Snyder in all of his glory, his disappointing glory.
And his Snyder neck.
Oh, and I'm buffering.
Shane, your internet sucks dick.
Good
you know that?
shit,
it's
man.
so bad.
Oh my gosh.
You can't even play a
Wow.
freaking Twitter.
What the? It was playing just fine. Come on. Oh my gosh. Well, this is just this ruined it. Just fucking ruined it. Anyways, Zack Snyder, I am disappointed that you chanted "Go Knights Go" at the end of this. How dare you? How dare
You got to play it now because no one's just.
Well, who knows? Who knows if this is even going to happen? I can't
refresh the page.
What is going on? Oh my gosh! Oh,
how dare you?
Stall.
Boo this man.
Appreciate your support.
Yeah, so Haynes, I'm sure, Jose, you're talking about the same thing. Haynes was talking about calling it a V-neck. They were thinking about calling it a Snyder cut, the shirt now.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like it.
I was like, oh my God, this is getting bad. Like, this is just...
Hi, Vegas.
There we go.
Snyder, director of the new film Army of the Dead, debuting on Netflix May 21st. I know a little something about putting a team together, a strong team who's ready to go all in. One thing missing right now and needed for this playoff run, though, is you. So let's go, Knights, go! Go, Knights, go!
You're so petty.
Oh shit! Oh man,
I have to see those crappy license plates here. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Exactly, very very petty. But damn it, I thought the music was cool, and you know they're great at their hype crap and stuff. But damn it, why it's got to be the Knights? I get it, it's Vegas, but he's talking about like a team, you know, ready to go all the way. I know something about that.
If he had a convict movie or something like that about that, he could have done the Raiders, so it would have all worked.
Nice, and I'm petty. Oh man, yeah,
no.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, yeah. So, but I'm petty. Screw the Raiders. I have to see those shitty plates too. No,
right? Oh yeah, no kidding. And I still forget that they're in Vegas. I was driving behind one the other day. I'm like, what idiot would want a Raider license plate in Nevada? That doesn't make any sense. And it took me a minute to realize, oh yeah, I forgot they moved. And still no one cares.
It's a nice stadium though. Drove by it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
What is
from
it?
The outside?
Alliance Stadium or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
huge.
I don't know.
It stands out so much as just something that's ridiculous in Vegas.
Yep, that's Vegas. Real quick side thing. Shawnee had commented on our post from last week about watching Army of the Dead with Zack Snyder. So if you would, please elaborate in the comments. Are you talking about the promo? It definitely wasn't in the movie. Most of that was practical, but that might have been in that promo for the Golden Knights. That might have been those same. I can't remember what they're called. Garza knows, but it's that same crap that they use for the Mandalorian. That not crap. It's actually kind of cool technology with the LED boards. It might have been. It definitely might have been. It didn't look like he, was planted there like CGI'd into that. It looked pretty good.
So, Army of the Dead, I encourage anybody, if it's still in theaters in your area, go watch it. I had a blast. Shane had a blast. I mean, it's just when you watch some of these zombies explode and get blown everywhere, you get the good old hell yeah. I mean, we just like, yeah. Like, I don't know. It was a good thing to see. It was the first time I've been in a theater since, well, I did go see a UFC in the theater, but I can't even remember the last movie. I guess it would be Tenet. Might be the last movie I saw. Man, I feel like there might have been something else, but
pre-pandemic for me was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
I do remember that. And then I did watch The Matrix and kind of like a flashback thing, that the theaters do. That was one of those exclusive pays 20 people type thing. Wonder Woman 84 in the theater as well, which was also the same. This by far, I feel like I watched another one somewhat recently, but this by far was the most enjoyable experience. It felt more, we still kind of separated, which I'm absolutely okay with social distancing. Like, let's not let that drop. It's glorious. You can spread out, readjust 100 times. No one's going to give you a dirty look of like, what is this guy doing? Like, none of that stuff. There's plenty of space. But it still was definitely the most enjoyable experience. The sound was awesome. The movie was a blast to watch in theaters, and and it wasn't with like a bunch of friends. Not that that's a bad thing, but it was just with it's your typical theater going experience. And it was fun. Had a blast.
Where would you rank Army of the Dead and Snyder's movies? Yeah, see, that's tough because I wouldn't say top 5 though. I wouldn't say top 5 because there's already 3 DC movies, 4 DC movies that take that spot, and then 300. So
right,
yeah. So yeah, that I mean, if I tried to be more practical and try to mix it up so it's not full of DC comic movies, I could. I mean, maybe it would sneak in there. Yeah, it could sneak in there if I dropped like one DC movie. They probably would,
or like comic book, because it'd obviously be Man of Steel, BVS. Zack Snyder's Justice League, Watchmen's got to be in there. 300. Like, what do you swap out? It was a great movie. I wouldn't compare it to Legends of Raoul or what? Yeah, Goo.
Raoul. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen it?
I want to say a long time ago, like when it first came out, and I was going to watch it recently just for shits and giggles, and I don't have much time as it is, so I elected not to. Have you seen it?
Yeah, once, but same thing. I don't remember it that well.
Yep.
So, do you think it was better than Dawn? I think it. I mean, I like Dawn of the Dead, but I don't know. This one, the action's a little bit better and everything. I would say Dawn of the Dead is. Man, that's a tough one.
That is tough. I have more fun watching Army of the Dead. I'll have to watch Army of the Dead again. I've seen Dawn of the Dead a couple times. I just recently bought it on Vudu. Watched it probably within the last 6 months, I want to say. And
not Raoul,
not Raoul. Thank you. Come again. Isn't Raoul like a
no?
It's not. What's Spanish? Are you sure?
Raul's Spanish. I mean, Raul Castro. Fucking like, God damn it! Hold on, guys. All right,
sounds good. Sounds good. You forgot to mute me, dumbass.
No, it's good to have just a voice in the background.
This man.
I'm a ventriloquist here. Where's my? Anyway, oh man. Oh goddamn! Snyder was So if you guys tell all that thing, like the Google thing with Wired or whatever, it's like Google search for Google stuff or whatever is Snyder. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's too chill almost though for some of that shit. That was the thing for me. He's like, and he's like trying to be like incredibly humble through it too. It's like all this other crap. So it's kind of funny. But at the very end, the last question was, do you like Marvel? And he's like, oh yeah, I like Marvel. And then he started talking about the Hulk and stuff like not the movie, but like the comic. Yeah. Right. Well, he did say like Iron Man and like the Hulk, like the original ones, like all that other shit sucks though.
Nice.
Oh man.
Timeout. I went into timeout. Oh, I see. Ra's al Ghul. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to say.
yes.
I don't know. Me, because I see. So what is it, people? Are we Snyder fanboys? Am I a Snyder fanboy, or am I not a Snyder fan? I don't know. After the Golden Knights bull crap, he got knocked down a couple of pigs for me. I'd love to talk to him. I get it, Snyder, that it's marketing. I don't give a shit how much they paid you.
Would you prefer if he was a Kings fan?
Well, yeah, because they sucked. So at least I'd be like, well, fair. I don't have as much hate when they suck. They're just there. Uh,
All right. Anyway, yeah. If anybody hasn't guessed, Shane's a San Jose Sharks fan.
Right. Someone said that in the comments of our ride along, riding with the Marks, is that Shane's wearing a Sharks hat. No wonder he craps on Vegas so much, or something along those lines. I get it. Yeah, it's one of those things. Plus UNLV, like, I don't know. Or have you ever been to Vegas? It's okay. It's just like what Matt was talking about. Let's put in this gigantic stadium. And I think one of our followers is from Vegas. So we love you. Thanks for following us. But it's just everything is big and crazy. And I don't know. Vegas, not for me.
Especially when there's only like 2 cities in Nevada. Like that's, and you're the other one, the underdog and all this, so you're always gonna, what the hell did you just read?
Oh. Signed and drew on the popcorn boxes at the theater. He drew Batman on. That is freaking awesome.
Shit, man.
That is super cool. So how'd you swing that? Anyways, go ahead. Go back to all right. Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't know.
We got our own.
Can't say.
Hey, find a date at exit 28. All right.
Oh man, we got our own. Screw them. Oh man, what are we talking about next? I don't even remember.
All right, let's talk about some other DC stuff.
Can't segue out of this shit.
All right, let's talk about.
Speaking of prostitutes, Batgirl.
God damn it! Screw that Batgirl stuff. I really talk about this. So, where the hell is it? Oh, I guess. Well, actually, maybe we should finish on this one last little Snyder thing here, since this is Snyder movie marks. So real quick, because I did want to share this. Snyder finally showed a image of.
Oh, we were gonna skim right past that.
What am I in here? Okay, tweets. Blah, blah. I'm trying to figure out what the heck. There we go. Boom. So is it this one? Did I get it? Yeah.
Bam.
So Snyder did share, for anybody that somehow missed this.
Please have lag. Please have lag. Please have lag.
No. I don't even need to play the volume though. But anyway, so here I'll blow it up here for you. There you go. All distorted and shit. But he did finally show a fully finished image of Wayne T. Carr as John Stewart Green Lantern. It's probably the only part that's actually finished, because he's already said multiple times the actual thing is not done. It's not finished. He finished one image of it. And there it is right there. Badass. So John Stewart Wayne. I mean, that's not bad for a CGI suit. I mean, it's on a phone through a video, right? Through Twitter.
Wait. Does Zack Snyder have a fucking pop socket?
I think so. That, or he's really good at holding that phone.
I'm sold. All right. Amazon.com.
I mean,
he's got something.
Yeah.
I think or one of those rings. Maybe one of those rings that you kind of.
Or he's just Jesus. just holding the phone.
Well, if the shoe fits.
It must have quit. All right.
Oh, man.
All right. So.
Barf about the Green Lantern? I don't know. I thought it looked good from the image that we saw. It was, but
it is Inception. It is, sure, because it's like a phone through a phone through a phone here.
Right.
So, yeah, who knows? It is, it is what it is. Yeah, what Shane said. The Jesus theory is most likely.
Seems legit.
It'd be cool. Yeah, he's just balancing it like. There we go. Thank you, Paul.
Bam! There it is.
If it does not fit, you must quit. Anyway, all right. So one of the coolest things that I saw come out of all the animated movies that has been promoted and stuff like that have been coming out. Whatever. Man of Tomorrow was okay. I thought that was an interesting way to kind of reboot the animated Superman stuff and everything. All that is all good and dandy, but now the good shit is here, and I accidentally closed the thing that I had to show this. So now I got to go back and good news. There we go.
Stalling. There we go.
IGN, breaking the popular fighting game Injustice Gods Among Us, is getting an animated movie adaptation from DC. That is awesome. I cannot wait for that. Now, I kind of skimmed the article. It doesn't specify if it's actually going to be talking about year 5, like what the game went through, or if it's going to be telling the story from year 1 all the way up to year 5. And I mean, I doubt it's going to go to Injustice 2 into the comics, but it definitely, I would love it if it actually does tell the whole story from year 1 to 5, because even though I did kind of fizzle out on it and I went back to it. So I originally was reading when Injustice was coming out, and I'm about to sneeze, so give me.
Yeah, Matt shared his, what was it, like a Comixology account or something like that, or something that you had shared because you started reading it, and you're like, dude, you have to read this, and send it over to me, and I was like, holy crap. And I remember even not even really knowing that they were going to spin a comic off the game. Like I thought it was awesome, fantastic. I actually really was hoping for an Injustice show. I thought that could have told the whole story because there's some really cool shit that happens in there. So I feel like they're going to have to condense everything. Same thing with Matt. I kind of fizzled out on it. I never ended up finishing it, but it was awesome, especially early on. I've showed it before. It is healed. But you don't want to see this white pasty shit. me trying to put my nipple up to the thing, to the camera. Yes, coming soon to shop near you.
We got to look into that again, see if it's worth it or not. Because a lot of people bring up the damn pillows. You all say you want to buy them, but we'll see what actually happens. So I actually finally did finish because I got up to year 3, and I was following it as it was coming out. And I got up to year 3, and I kind of just like, okay. It felt like it started falling a little bit into cliches where it's like, all right, we almost have Superman. We trap him in this one thing, and then one random freaking weird thing happens, and Superman gets away, and he beats the shit out of someone or something like that. So it seemed like a constant cycle of like, we almost got them, we almost got him, we almost got him. It's like right there, nut cutting time. It's just like the freaking pulling the gauntlet off of Thanos in Infinity War. It's like everybody's yanking, and finally they get that inch pulled off, and then some asshole Ginger screws it up. So that's that's how it goes for me. Anyway. And so I kind of phased out, but I went back to it, and man, it does keep going a little bit. Still kind of has that little bit of that cliche, but man, it's a good story. It's a good story. It just leads up to 5 so well, year 5. And I would love for them to do that. I hope they don't try to cram 5 years in one animated movie.
Right.
I hope not, but I would love if they were able to break it up and do it, in parts. Hopefully, if it's 5 parts or 3 parts, 2, chapter 1 and 2 or something, I would love to see that. And I can't wait for that. Cause that's, I don't know. That's one of my favorite kind of more modern stories, more recent stories, I guess. And so that I've read, I'm sure there's other ones out there that are much better. I've been falling behind on so much stuff lately. I haven't even barely been able to touch anything Rebirth wise. So it's just freaking sucks.
Yeah, anytime that I do get an opportunity, I jump back into older stuff that either I've already read or haven't read before. I've actually never read The Long Halloween, and so I started watching that. Reading that. I'm enjoying that for sure. I did think that it was kind of funny. Collider, someone by the name of Raphael had mentioned. Was actually talking about Zack Snyder's nightmare sequence. This is going to be the closest thing that we get to it turn to a into a movie, which I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. The most recent dang it, what was the most recent animated movie where they kind of closed off that whole series that they were doing? It was
Justice League Dark Side War.
Yeah. Justice League Dark, right?
Yeah, Dark
Apocalypse
Side.
War
It was
or
like
something like that.
Justice League Dark War or something like that. It was like mixing all of them together.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So that one had a lot of influence. You can tell from Zack Snyder's part 2. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. And then even says you'll finally get to see an evil Superman. No, not the nightmare sequence in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but the one from the fighting game. So I thought that was kind of interesting, pretty funny.
Apocalypse War. Thank you.
Yes. Yep. It was. I remember it being like.
Wasn't it Dark Apocalypse War? Yeah.
Justice League Dark
Apocalypse War. Yeah. There we go. I remember it had it threw in like all the titles. It had everything in it.
Right.
So I'm stoked for that. I don't know. I hope this gets off the ground, and I hope to see this. This would be, I don't know. This to me would be worth it.
Agreed. And then to talk about even more Batman stuff, we got an announcement that there's going to be another new animated series, this time from pretty much like old school classic Batman, called Batman the Caped Crusader. What? Batman the Caped Crusader. Don't work, people. It just mooch off the government. It burns your brains.
Jobs are stupid.
It burns your brain.
It burns your brain,
man. And then it even says executive producers Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, and Matt Reeves. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's this has quite a little roster of names they've been throwing on it. Surprisingly, out of all that, the one I'm hoping for is Bruce Timm. That's That's it's like J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves. Yeah, Bruce Timm. Now we're talking. That sets up. I don't know if like they are. I'm curious now when you think of the Gotham series on HBO Max.
Pretty much. Oh man.
When you think about what they're going to do with HBO Max with that Gotham, Matt Reeves more than likely getting some kind of trilogy with his, and what could be happening with this. I'm just wondering if they're just gonna, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how much of this is all going to just tie together. And maybe they're going to just build this huge mythos around Batman, like even bigger than what it already is. Like they're just going to be dumping a Batman IP up your ass, like just crazy right now. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like all these things are, I mean, even with that Batgirl news that I really don't want to talk about. It's like...
Well, we'll skip it because I did realize we skipped something else in terms of Batmans. So we'll talk about that.
What was that? What did we skip?
The Batman.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I knew it was there.
Okay. All right.
So I was just going to I was going to end on that. That's where I was going.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then we'll completely skip Batgirl. Batgirl coming to a theater near you. Probably
2025.
Yeah, exactly. If that. And it's going to be by the directors of Bad Boys for Life, and our most favorite person, Christina Hodson, is going to be helming the script, or already did. Or according to what I've read, she has already finished the script. It's good. It's golden. It's Joss Whedon perfection. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. It's kind of it's definitely streamlined, I guess.
Yeah.
But didn't they do that with a little bit of Marvel stuff? Didn't like one guy didn't like one or two guys do a lot of the Avengers stuff, or did everything with the Russo brothers?
Yeah.
I feel like it was like two guys. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like it was like two guys that helped with Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Infinity War and Endgame. I think it was like two guys all rolling with that one. And anyway, so now get some sleep, Shane Riddler, because now let's talk about some Matt Reeves, the Batman news. Now this is kind of interesting because it was like some promotional art that may or may not should have been released, or I don't know. It was going to be part of
your screen, or do you want me?
Go ahead.
Me too?
Go ahead,
okay.
Since you're so good at it.
I knew you were going to say that.
it's kind of interesting because it's like there's like questions whether or not it should have been released, but it's part of a calendar, so it's kind of like it is released because it's part of a freaking calendar. So it's some of it is really odd on what they're doing here. And one of the things you want to click on that anyway. So yeah, that's the calendar years here. That's the stuff. So a lot of cool little images here. Better look at the Batmobile on the right there. That thing is just going to be a tank. It's going to be so awesome.
But I'm actually getting more and more excited. I've become a little bit less so much on Snyder's dick with everything that he did with Batman, because I absolutely love Ben Affleck. I absolutely love the design of his suit. I absolutely love the Batmobile. So I'm opening up my mind a little bit, and I'm stoked for this Batmobile, the start of the Batmobile. And some of this promotional art was actually kind of cool. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Thank you guys. Filling in those names. Yeah, that's who they were.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Nice.
Yep. So they're basically, again, another thing the WB is going to be stealing from Disney. So that idea now. Let's have crappy writers make all our movies. Anyway. So this is interesting. And I love some of this stuff. And obviously there was a couple other things that dropped with the big old 2022. It looked like him in the light. It was kind of interesting. The darkness and the light.
Yeah, that one was
right there. It's right there.
This one?
Yeah.
No, okay. There was another one that I was talking about. You get a nice little glimpse, but there's one that I remember when Man of Steel came out, there was a Superman, where he's I had it as my desktop wallpaper for the longest time, but he's got his fist in the ground, the cape's kind of flowing off to the side as I'm hitting something over here. Cape's flowing off to the side, he's in the snow, and they did a Batman image. I don't know if I bookmarked it or not, but that looks very similar, and it's very bright on his chest. It almost looks kind of digitally altered, as this one does a little bit. But cool little look at all the detail in this.
And so that's 2022. Hopefully that actually happens. I'm looking forward to hopefully some good DC content, so that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully good movies in general, because it's been sparse. So then there's this. Now, this is interesting because this, ladies and gentlemen, is our Riddler. And it's interesting because immediately what a lot of people went to when seeing these images. Now, we don't know if this is what he's always going to look like, but this, everybody went to the thing of the animated Hush movie that the Riddler was Hush. And it's kind of hard to deny that when you look at this, that this is some kind of Hush influence or something like that. It's different. It's interesting. And a lot of people are dreading that tie-in because it does kind of like neuter Hush as a great character when you just make him, the Riddler, as they did in that animated movie. It is kind of funny though. Some people were like, "This movie was written before the animated movie." I'm like, "Well, when do you think the animated movie was written?" I'm surprised a lot of people don't realize this. How a lot of DC animated movies kind of bridge that gap a little bit. They usually try to have these things come out beforehand to get you kind of acclimated to the idea of these characters. That happened with Green Lantern First Flight, came out 2 years before the Green Lantern movie shit all over everything Green Lantern lore had. I mean, even the Dark Knight Returns came out a little bit before, before they announced that concept of Batman v Superman. So, they've always done this stuff. They've always kind of used the animated movies to get things out there. I mean, that's why the Justice League Dark movies were coming out right when we were getting a lot of talk about, like Guillermo del Toro doing a Justice League Dark movie, and they probably thought it was going to happen, and then it ended up not happening. So that's why some of these things happen the way they are. So the fact that I'm sorry, this made me pause for a second.
To each his own.
No. That's a no. That's a no for me, dog.
I didn't hate it. But
anyway,
it's just there.
Yeah. So it looks like Hush, but this is our Riddler. So it is an interesting thing. It's it could be a swerve, bro. As some would like to say.
Don't with the wrestling references. But I am definitely keeping an open mind with this. I like the idea of this is maybe him early on. Maybe something happened or changes. He's got a green jacket, so that's cool. But it also it kind of gives me
way to find the silver lining, Shane. He's got a green jacket. What do you?
I do what I can.
I did see some people doing a lot of comparisons though to the Gimp from Pulp Fiction and shit. Like he does look like that. I thought that was pretty. It's interesting, but I know you say that like, oh, maybe it's something early on, but I feel like we always say that about something. Like remember when they showed Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and we're like, oh, that's just the first phase. He's going to become more. He's going to look more like the Joker later on. And like, no, that was fucking it. They showed it in like that first promo image.
Yep.
That was it. That was
there he
the
is.
Joker.
Yep.
That was it. And so we all thought it was going to evolve or change over time. We always think that we always say that. I get that always that idea early on of speculating. So, but it is interesting. It's definitely interesting if they're going to go that route because
it really does. It really does. I have not seen that comparison before, but it's pretty spot on.
You got to go to the other picture where the black and white one where it's like more zoomed in on his face. That one, yeah. There you go. What the fuck is going on?
Isn't this this isn't the Zodiac Killer, or is this like concept art? I thought this was.
Well, this was part of the calendar. I know it was in the calendar.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. People were comparing it to the Zodiac Killer, and then
oh my gosh,
like, oh, he looks like the Zodiac Killer, and some people were like, well, why the fuck isn't he just the Zodiac Killer? Why is he the Riddler? Like, I don't know. Like seeing some people debating this stuff and debating what he should look like is kind of funny. Yeah, let's see what happens. This is interesting. I honestly hope they don't go the Hush route because that doesn't make sense. Because it's like you introduce a Riddler and then make him another villain in this movie. And it didn't really make sense in the animated movie, let alone make sense in this when you're trying to establish a character, unless there's two. I mean, maybe there's two people. And anyway, I don't know. But it's an interesting idea. And I'm not, unless it's MCU, I'm always reluctant to shit on things right away. So
that's very true. That is very true.
That's our motto. That should be on our shirt.
Oh, damn it. I clicked off of it. I messed it up anyways. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. that's spot on. Anyways. Oh man.
Good times, guys. Good times.
Oh, it's good times. Now that's all I'm gonna see. Now I really hope that it changes.
Ooh, that is yeah. Pull that one up.
Yeah, holy shit. Damn. Guys, there's comparisons here.
Yeah, there is still Colin Farrell's Penguin, which I kind of keep forgetting about a little bit because I'm really curious about the Riddler part. I don't know, like I can hear Cliff saying, "What the fuck?" Put a bunch of his voices. Oh man, it is. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Paul Dano's Riddler is, to me, the more interesting player in this one compared to the Penguin. I don't know. We'll have to see. No, you got to get the Fan 4-stick one.
Oh,
the 2015 one.
Oh, you think the other one?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I think it's the one right there. Is it that one bottom? I'm pointing to it like you can actually see what I'm pointing at.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, there you go. That one.
I can see it.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
No. Oh my gosh, terrible.
I still say the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Pull that one up, Shane.
No.
Oh, fuck you. Now I gotta do it. God damn it.
You seriously. Oh, man.
It's going to give me some weird search results.
Exactly. Go for it. Yeah, I'm trying to stay cautiously optimistic. The one thing that it does somewhat remind me of that I think Matt Reeves is trying to kind of play in the same vein as Christopher Nolan, in that everything has to have kind of like a realistic purpose. You can't have something, like Suits, like in Gotham, because it just wouldn't make sense. So he's trying to be very like grounded and know what would reality look like, kind of thing. So that's kind of the feeling I get. Yep.
Well, yep. Now you're gonna get demonetized now. Anyway,
Oh
so that's my
gosh.
2 cents.
A tribute to Pulp Fiction's The Gimp. Click on
it. No, I'm good. I don't need any creepy search results. There we go. That's my 2 cents. Anyway.
Oh man.
For Pulp Fiction's The Gimp, or
exactly. So to round it off, there's a new animated Superman. It's apparently very kid friendly, and it is called My Adventures with Superman. Looks kind of cool. I've only seen one picture. I like the art. It'll be interesting to kind of see, but we can kind of see that all of these things are getting released. In terms of Injustice, we got a new Batman, Cape Crusader. We got this Superman show. Somewhat of Batgirl ready to get released, I guess. To be seen, TBD on that one, Captain Tibid. And so it's that's the way of people just trying to get things written off, and boom, all right, let's produce them, get our ideas out there. I think before everything happens, and that's what the timing was kind of interesting with everything going on. I'm like, okay, now we're gonna announce these. No release dates or anything like that just yet, but yeah, some exciting stuff, some stuff to look forward to for DC fans for sure.
It's some good, some bad. We'll definitely have to see and keep an eye out if anything moves, forward with what we could possibly see on HBO Max with Snyder and maybe a Justice League 2, or anything like that. I mean, zero hype. Interesting. Oh, he beat the shit out of that one guy in the trailer. That pretty much got me. Yeah. Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Especially some of the memes I saw, which just killed me. I don't know. It was just. Hold on. Let me. I don't even know if I can find it. Hold on. I don't know. There was one specific meme that I saw.
Oh man, it's gonna be a great movie. Can't wait for it.
Stall.
Okay, I'll just read that comment. I was born. I wish I could do a really good Bane voice, but I can't. I was born with a gag ball in my mouth, molded by it.
Oh. Man, this show is. I guess we're taking that S&M Productions,
right?
That was going to be our old thing. Shane and Matt production. Yep. S&M production.
S&M. Bam. There we go. It's come full circle.
It's come back.
In the circle. How much are you good? How much longer do I have to stall for?
Keep stalling, singing.
Now I'm gonna sneeze.
Sing away. Now you're gonna sneeze. I can't find the specific one. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't find this right now.
All right, let's read some. Unless he chooses the Riddler persona after his identity is revealed at the end. Bam. There we go. I like that. The photos were definitely edited in post, and that was a couple of them that I saw. I'm like, okay, they're focusing on certain aspects of it, and it at least gives you different details you may have not picked up on in the movie itself.
So it was really funny. I kept seeing this go around, and I don't know why it just got to me. If you go back to the old trailer when he's like, "Who are you?" and he just beats the shit out of the guy, and he says, "I'm vengeance" or whatever, and stuff like that. And it's like a lot of the memes I kept seeing is like when the guy that asked Batman a simple question, and that's what he looked like afterwards. The guy that after asking Batman a simple question. Like,
oh man, that's awesome.
I saw that meme going around. I'm like, all right, it sold it for me.
Yeah.
Alone. That meme alone for me just
Done.
killed it.
Book it. Ready.
Now,
I'm
well,
hyped.
fine. Fell asleep. We're talking some
Wow.
gold here.
All right. Someone said "wow me," and then they haven't returned. I think it was our lemon friend. Sad face. The juiciest lemon has exited the building, most likely.
Yeah, we're working on it. Not really, but we're there.
we're getting there.
I'm getting to a point now where I'm like, all right, we're really gonna start, putting the nose, putting the what is that? The nose to the grinder. I don't know. Anyway,
Nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, there you go.
To the grinder. I'm fine. Okay. I'll do part 4.
It's taking up more of my my thought process at work and shit. So I'm like about doing this and that and everything. So now I know that means eventually I'm gonna start hitting the keyboard here.
I don't have a thought process. It's just not a whole lot going on up there most of the time.
Thanks, Shane.
No loitering.
Dude, I no soliciting.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Yeah, no soliciting.
God, seriously,
stuff.
especially over here, man. Always people trying to sell you shit. Anyway, so that's gonna wrap it up our stream, guys. Thanks for joining us. This was fun. This was a good time talking about all that
good time.
DC goodness and everything. Good old fashioned DC stuff. Hopefully it'll be good. I know the enthusiasm isn't quite there yet, but as time goes on, maybe we'll get there. Who knows?
Yeah, I definitely think as time progresses, we'll get more of an understanding of how everything's going to unfold with the merger and kind of the direction of all these IPs. But really, what we're interested in the most, DC content. So it's cool. I like the fact that we're getting new shows, getting new animated movies. We starting to get more stuff for the Batman. So I think only time will tell. But yeah, trying to stay positive. Thank you everyone who joined us tonight. It was a little brief hiatus. Check out our Riding with the Marks, even if you didn't see the movie. It's fantastic. It's non-spoiler anyway, so that's the point.
And and Wonder Woman 99. Can't wait to see her roll into the millennium as a food critic.
Exactly.
Anyway, in case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening,